Okay, so I just picked up the Mora Companion. It's a heavy duty. I had an orange one kind of like that at one point, but you know, they're a little bit thicker on the spine and stuff like that than the its predecessor. Granted, this is a black, but I've used that like crazy, and I eventually ended up taking some of the coating off right there on the bevel. But yeah, I don't know. This is stainless in the spines. Even on that thicker one, they're not at a 90 degree, so you can't really strike a ferro rod. And this is stainless, so it won't even strike one anyway. But this new one, I'm gonna put a like a 90 degree on the spine. I'm just gonna clamp it in a vise and just do a short little mod on this, just so I can use it with a ferro rod. So I guess we'll go clamp this dude up. Okay, and I've left a little bit of the edge just up above the top of where that clamps together, so I can use this. And this ain't great. I mean, it's beat up old file, but it'll work. And I kind of started on it, but I hadn't quite put a good 90 on it yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. But just kind of clamping that in a vise helps you get a more straight on kind of grade with your file. And I only go towards where it starts to turn down, where the tip starts to kind of go down just a tad. You don't have to go too much on this. And like I said, I already started a little bit earlier, but I figured I'd shoot a little video of this because I hadn't quite got a good 90 degree on it yet. You don't have to put a crazy amount of pressure on it or anything. You just got to make sure you get a good straight grade across it, so you got a nice sharp 90 on the spine, so you can use it for starting fires. So it's a little bit of, got some particles and junk on it. Oh yeah, that feels a whole lot better than the one I had earlier. So I guess we'll see see how good this works with a little ferro rod. Okay, so I'm just going to use one of these Magellan ferro rods from Academy. See if I can use this to strike off a little fire. Okay, took a little bit. I may have to put a little bit better edge on that, but some of that I think was just a tender and my little technique there trying to. But yeah, I mean, this stuff works rather decent. So that kind of helps out with the fire situation, and it's a lightweight knife. I love these Mora knives. These things are awesome, and they're about, I don't know, you can get them on the internet cheaper than you can get them at Cabela's, which is where I got mine. I really like the Scandinavian grind on these things. And granted, this thing's going to be boogered up after using it with a ferro rod. But they're excellent knives, no doubt about it. A little sheath, you know, you can use it to, it's got the pop in. So, you know, you got a little bit of retention there. Takes a little bit of ability to pull that out, you know. A little bit of effort. Nice little belt clip. You can't beat it for under 20 bucks. Love these knives. But yeah, that's just a nice little demo on how to put you an edge on there. And I don't particularly like using a grinder, just because I think you could foul it up. But if you just clamp it in a vise, use one of these files. Granted, this one's probably not the greatest file in the world, but it did the job. And so now this knife has got a use for fire. You know, you can use it for water procurement, for, you know, as far as boiling and stuff like that, boiling water. It just opens up a whole lot more useful things you can do with this knife once you can start to make fire with it. and that's just a, you got to make sure it's one of the carbon blades. You don't use stainless. You just make sure it's a carbon blade. I'm trying to get that dude to focus. But yeah, if you buy one, and the stainless ones are good. I've used this other little black Companion for I've skinned out a lot of animals with this thing, trapping season, coyotes and coon and whatever else. They're good knives. You will impoverish yourself by not getting one, and I would suggest getting one that's stainless and one that's carbon. They're really useful. They're easy to sharpen. You won't be disappointed. So I would definitely, on the budget end of stuff, I would recommend a Mora knife. No doubt about it. They're fantastic.